about me is that wherever I meet people,
yes, sir,
or where I'm able to be in company of, I always like to establish relationship. I established a relationship with Deji until today. I want to thank him. When this unfortunate incident occurred, he took it upon himself to run around, because me, I'm an emotional being. I could not even attend the truth ceremony, but Deji was there. So anytime we come to the office here, we only come here to relate and interact. But Afolake did not just allow it to be that way. We're always going to the court together, always sharing our pains together, doing things together. So it was practically a family kind of a setup. So that is why it is somehow painful for all of us. That when we thought that we can now rest back and start enjoying the hard work, the hard labor, unfortunately she came to her own bus stop. Because that's what I always tell you. Plan your life as if you're going to live 1,000 years. But live your life as if you do not even know what is going to happen in the next 1 hour. So by the time you are living, live your life.
Is that a paradox or an oxymoron?
Yes, that is the way Afolake lived. She planned, and that is the way we live in this office. We can plan, we can think, but I always make that impression. Live as if you don't know what is going to happen the following day. So she lived her life to serve humanity. To God be the glory that when I was listening to what people were saying, I said, yes, to us as women, the pain is there. But for her, I believe now she can say conveniently, like what Apostle Paul said, I've run a good race, I've fought a good fight. Now the crown is laid before me. Afolake lived well, made impact in so many lives. And today, our Creator believes our time is up. So we just have to be very careful now. We know the pressure is so high. We know there are so many things. But the reason why I am saying this is that it will not cost us anything. How are you doing? To reach out, to call one another. It is not when we are no longer here that we now be telling good story. No. We are better. We are making more impact when we are together alive. Not that what will happen will not happen. But let's play our role as our brother's keeper. Death is the last enemy that man's supposed to fight to overcome. But do you know the joy? Man on his own attracted death unto himself.
How do you mean, sir?
Good. The truth about it is that at this critical situation, if we Nigerians, if we want to be truthful to ourselves, do we need to point a finger at someone? And if as an individual, in law we say jointly and severally. Like me now, if I want to carry the burden, the pressure I'm facing, and I want to point to the person who is the cause, and I say, Mr. President, you have failed me. So Nigeria has failed me. Because of that, you are the cause of my wahala. But the truth is this, we are all contributors to the situation that we find ourselves in Nigeria.
How far? I swear your papa no try. Too much empty promises. Bala blue grammar. Bula blue wahala. On behalf of Nigerians, take our message to him. Kidnappers, they kill Nigerians. Sheyi try travel by road without your security. Make you feel the pains of fellow Nigerians. You dey fly private jet. Insecurity no be your problem.
Nigerians, the time has come for us to accept and admit that we as individuals, we are part of the problem or problems that are plaguing the nation now. Number one, there should be a total renewal of our mindset.
Well, we are today in the chambers of a very wonderful legal practitioner and a man of passionate development, passionate character, a man of amiable achievement. And we want to also appreciate the fact that he is the boss of the late legal woman, that is the late woman of passion who has done so much for people in our church, in our society, in the person of Barrister Mrs. Afolake Adeoba, who passed away on Easter Friday in a very, very unfortunate circumstance. We were at the church and you heard what a lot of people said about her. We were at the bar center and there was a whole lot of good words, encomium, vision, accolades in her honor for her good work, for her humane attitude and all that. And we're also at the very last place, her resting place, in a far St. Luke Anglican Church at Olodo, where she was lowered to Mother's Earth. And he also had a whole lot of accolades, appreciation for a life well spent. And today we are with her principal, a very humble gentleman, a man of character, a man of leadership, Barrister Ayo Arowoshafe. We are very humble to be with you today, sir. And we are very sorry, first and foremost, we are very sorry for the loss of a great personality and one of the leading counsel in this chamber, somebody that we all appreciated when she was alive. But first and foremost, who is Mrs. Afolake Adeoba to you, sir? Sir.
Thank you very much. Let me appreciate, first and foremost, all your efforts, the support, and what you are doing now in remembrance of Afolake Adeoba. I don't think there is nothing we can do that we can say is in excess. She was a wonderful fellow. But let me correct some impressions that you have made during your introduction. In our office here, we do not have a boss. So there is no one who is a boss to anyone.
But you are the leaders here. Everybody knows. And it's well explained by the nomenclature.
Here we run what I will call a law hall. The story of this place dated back to around, if I'm not mistaken, about 17, 18 years ago. When I met Afolake, I don't call her Afolake, I call her Afolake. We were at Ladoshu Ladapo SANG, Ladoshu Ladapo SANG at Oshto. In actual fact, I got to know her, not directly. She happens to be an associate with one of our seniors, Mr. Adams, but we're in the same building.
Wow.
At Oshitoko. Then Mr. Adams now introduced her to me. That time I was working as the head of chamber of Ladoshu, then acting head of chamber, because Mr. Abiodun Ladepo, that is the head of chamber, traveled out of the country, and he handed over the office to me, and he said, okay, Mr. Ayo, how you can manage, just go ahead. I will introduce you to Mr. Fred Ladapo, who is the principal. And after the introduction, and Mr. Adams introduced Afolake to me, I said, look, let's work as a team. Myself, there is a lawyer that I met at Ladoshu Ladapo. We call him Barrister IK. Then Afolake. During that time, as we were moving along, another lawyer joined as a copper there, Adewale, but we call him Deji. So the three of us, we were at Ladoshu Ladapo, and we were walking there. until when it got to a stage, we discovered we just have to move. I did not inform Afolake, I did not inform Deji. I looked for an office, I got this place, and later on an hour, I went back to them, I told them, I said, gentlemen, I think my time with Ladu Shulada is up.
Very strong decision.
Fortunately, that was after spending 9 years there.
Wow, almost a decade.
Almost a decade. I said, but I've gotten a place. Let me show you the place. I brought them there. And lo and behold, they said, okay, let's come together. And when they now decided that they are going to join me, I said, okay, let's create a law office. So where you are meeting me is my own office. Here is Afolake's office. And beside you here is Deji's office. So the three of us, IK is doing very well. He is not really part of, let me say, my inner caucus.
Maybe we can call him the legal aspect at large.
No. We all at, you know, one thing about me is that wherever I meet people,
yes, sir,
or where I'm able to be in company of, I always like to establish relationship. I established a relationship with Deji. Until today, I want to thank him. When this unfortunate incident occurred, Deji took it upon himself to run around, because me, I'm an emotional being. I could not even attend the true ceremony, but Deji was there. And you know, by culture too.
Personality, elderly.
So, but
I think you're from Ekiti too.
Yes, I'm from Ekiti. But many people may not even know the fact that Afolake was 2 years my senior at the university.
I can't believe that, sir.
That's the truth.
2 years your senior
at the university.
Junior to your side.
No, that is why I say here we do not have a boss. You know, I got into the university in 1998. By that time, it was like a second chance for me. Because I was already married and I have family. You know, as a family man.
Yeah, family man.
But as God will have it, God just said, no, I just decided on it. And I've said that.
Yes, sir.
Let me repeat that story.
Yeah, you have to tell us about it.
15 years after my secondary school. 15 years after my secondary school. That was when I gained admission to the university. So, by the decision. Yeah, by the time, you know, I started practicing. I was not just practicing based on the fact that I am a lawyer. I saw it as a calling. And one of my guiding principles then that, look, whatever I might have passed through in life, more in a negative format, nobody that I will have relationship with will pass through the same. So I always make sure that wherever I am, whatever God gives me the ability to do, we do it as one big family. Maybe that was the thing that Afolake saw in me. And since that time, in fact, many people, I don't think, if not recently, that, you know, during the time she was a little bit down, we were almost together, always together.
On the move
together. On the move together. Through thick and thin. So when we started this place, I said, no, here we do not have a boss. So she's operating our own practice here. And in this office, many people will not know, we have 6 lawyers that are operating here as a hub. But everyone is a principal unto him or herself.
In our own area of preference.
So we have Afolake Adeoba too, practicing as a principal on her own. Adetayo Adewale practicing as a principal on his own. We have Tunde Olatoke practicing. We have Shitu practicing. Wow. We have Mrs. Oya practicing. Wow. We have that is the kind of relationship I want.
A compendium of intellectual diversity.
Yes. So anytime we come to the office here, we only come here to relate and interact. But Afolake did not just allow it to be that way. We were always going to the court together, always sharing our pains together, doing things together. So it was practically a family kind of a setup. So that is why it is somehow painful for all of us. That when we thought that we can now rest back and start enjoying the hard work, the hard labor, unfortunately she came to our own bus stop. But you see, the good part of it is this. Afolake did not just cook, because maybe what would have happened if we had not teamed up like that as a family. The good thing that people are now saying about her, the devil actually did not even want it to happen. But God in his infinite mercy, and that is my joy for today, had the last laugh concerning Afolake. And what am I saying? Afolake did not just die like a pauper. She was an achiever. Almost all what she set her mind to achieve, she achieved.
Afolake was a very, very pleasant person. And what gives me joy, or rather what consoles me, is that a lot of people said beautiful things about her. So it's not about how long she lives, but the life she impacted in her lifetime.
Afolake Adeoba, she remains a wonderful person, and she will ever remain in our hearts.
Afolake has been that wonderful friend. She was that person that you could call on to do anything for you, as long as she has what it takes.
Well, that we do not know when that, because that's what I always tell you. Plan your life as if you are going to live 1,000 years, but live your life as if you do not even know what is going to happen in the next 1 hour. So by the time you are living, live your life.
Is that a paradox or an oxymoron?
Yes, that is the way Afolake lived. She planned, and that is the way we live in this office. We can plan, we can think, but I always make that impression. Live as if you don't know what is going to happen the following day. So she lived her life to serve humanity.
ṣùgbọ́n afẹ́ràn rẹ̀ ó náà sì ṣùgbọ́n Jésù ọwọ́ afẹ́jù wá lọ aláàánú wa ni o olóore ọba ni lọ́kàn jẹ́ yeye.
látòkè yóò wà fún àtowó yóò pè ká dúró ká gba owó tí a wá fún owó ọ̀jẹ̀ yín gbé owó ọ̀jẹ̀ yín gbé o àtọ́jẹ tàbọ́nì láìsí gàárì
She lived her life in a way that if you come across her, she must make some kind of impact in your life. When she started this NGO, then we were still at Ladushinada. All the encouragement, Life Tree Foundation. That's the name of her.
One year, Life Tree.
Life Tree.
I had,
yeah. And she was organizing programs. We started with educational, with secondary school students. Later on, she said, God is calling her to gender and child rights. I said, fine, that's a good one. Then she started an NGO taking care of children, taking care of elderly people,
women,
widows.
Yeah.
And I was shocked on the day she passed. They just showed me proof that this last month of March, she still carried out the distribution of the items that she was doing. So she worked for humanity. She lived as if the next hour may be the last hour. And that is why I said God had the last laugh concerning her. Today, all what remains with us is her memory, what she has done. And wherever she may be now, I know she's happy. And what will I say?
I'm sorry, what was the last time like? When was the last time you saw her? And how did you get the shocking news? And what came over you the moment you got, because I've seen two of you together at some court processes, court outing and all that. People, to some extent, I see her in this office anytime I come from Lagos, and she's a cheerful person. I mean, though a little bit reserved, but somehow enthusiastic.
Well, Afolake, even when I knew Afolake, no, that's why I said she fought a lot of battles. Maybe by the time you get to know her, that's when your perception will be she was a little bit reserved. But Afolake was a very jovial person. Afolake is the kind of person that when you are in any issue, she's always there. She will stand by you till the very end. Yeah, don't let me go too much on that. People have spoken a lot on that. Now let me come back to the last day. The last day was the Thursday before that Good Friday. We're here in the office and we normally close around 5 o'clock. And we were having a program in the church. And the program, yes, the Easter program, and the program normally starts around 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. And we were talking, we were discussing here, and I was looking at her. I said, Afolake, look, I'm 16 minutes late for my program. It is time for you to go. I was not really too sensitive, because if I have been that sensitive, I will have noticed that there is something in the offering. But the only thing that came to me was that, like, I don't like the way you are looking. Look. Okay, you know what? Tomorrow, being Good Friday, you have to go to Lagos. It is dangerous for you to stay alone. Go to Lagos, because the way I'm looking at you, your mood is not really okay. And he said, no problem, that she'll be fine. I said, okay, if you can't go to Lagos, go to Ekiti. Go to Grandma, so that you enjoy this long vacation and this long holiday period. I said, no problem. Said, what about the show? Your child? Yes, the boy is still at the crash. Go and pick him there. I was the only one in the office. And I said, okay. I locked up the office. And when I got downstairs, I found out that she has parked right behind my car. She said, okay, you picked your child. You're supposed to be going home now. Why did you come back to the office? That was why I said, maybe I was not sensitive. She was trying to pass a message. And I said, look, Afolake, me, I'm going to the church. I just pray I'll be able to forgive myself on that. Because I should have even played a call on Friday to find out, did you really travel or something? But because the program we are having was a little bit tasking, and I was in church. So after our program on Saturday, because of the Good Friday, I came to the office. I was working because of the pile of work. Around few minutes past 4, I was feeling hungry. I went to the eatery just beside us here.
No.
As I was entering into the eatery, I just received the call from the husband. From my husband saying, Mr. Ayo, please come. Please. I said, what? Aisha Mabo, Joe, Afolake, Afolake, we were in the office on Friday together now. I never knew I drove to the place. And when I met her, she was sleeping as if she was sleeping peacefully. And I said, if I had known that what she was trying to tell me was that somebody should be there, I should have placed that call on Friday. And I asked the husband, where are you? He said, I've just come from Lagos. And when I opened the door, I just met her like this. Well, you see, we cannot, when the time comes.
And then her little child was with her.
Yes, when we enter into the room, we met, according to the husband.
Okay.
The husband said that the boy, Sholua, was lying beside his mom. Because if you see her, you will think she was just sleeping. Because I entered into the place and said, you mean this boy was just here alone past 4 o'clock? I now called one of the neighbors. Said, did you not hear anything from this apartment? Was there any noise or something? Yes. They said no.
Everything was just quiet.
I said, and this boy did not, up till now, cry, nothing. He said no. You're a little bit shocking for me.
It could be dizzy too.
Because I was like, we planned our program. Because we normally plan, we travel a lot and say, okay, you will be handling this case, or you will be going to this place or something. Not knowing that will be the last time. But to God be the glory that when I was listening to what people were saying, I said, yes, to us as women, the pain is there. But for her, I believe now she can say conveniently like what Apostle Paul said, I've run a good race, I've fought a good fight. Now the crown is laid before me. Afolake lived well, made impact in so many lives. And today, our Creator believes at times for her to rest. I believe she's resting because she fought so many battles. But my greatest joy is that she won all the battles because Jesus conquered all. On that Friday, the theme of our program in church is, it is finished.
Can you imagine? What a coincidence. What irony. It is finished.
It is finished.
And she left on that star.
We cannot say, because it may not be good. It may not really be that Good Friday. Reason being that when we got to our apartment, the lady, one of the neighbors there, said that the pampers that Ijero, the baby was wearing, not the pamper that they put. It's not that day's pamper.
Yes.
So, but whatever transpired, like what I said, so painful.
What did the police say about that?
Yeah, we invited the police. The police looked around. We didn't see any mark. We didn't see any sign of violence. Some people were even thinking, maybe she committed suicide. No, there was no sign, nothing. The police now said, they even thought that it's going to be a case of suicide, maybe that they came up with something. No, she was just sleeping there peacefully. And the conclusion of the police was SUD. And I said, what's the meaning of SUD? They said sudden, unexpected death. And I was now thinking, could it have been that? That is why we should not take each other for granted. We should always be in constant, how are you doing? And many of us, even caught today, someone was telling me, someone driving to his house, getting to his gate, was waiting for the family or his, any member of the family to come and open the gate. They opened the gate and it was just like this on the car. Gone. So we just have to be very careful now. We know the pressure is so high. We know there are so many things. But the reason why I am saying this is that it will not cost us anything. How are you doing? You know, to reach out, to call one another. It is not when we are no longer here that we now be telling good story. No. We are better. We are making more impact when we are together alive. Not that what will happen will not happen. But let's play our role as our brother's keeper. She did that bit. She has left the rest. And we have learnt our lesson.
So, I want to appreciate your sincere for the grace to even speak about her, because I know you're a very busy man. But before we round up on her, can you remember some fun memories of your 18-year legal experience and professional?
Oh, Afolake, many. Yeah, Afolake. It is well. You see, the very first thing that I noticed about her is the ability to accept challenges. In our former office, the first challenge they gave us was that you have to work, but no salary. And what will happen is that if you finish the file, you conclude the case, we can now talk on the percentage. And you know, in this kind of our profession, you can start a case and you may not even finish it. You can start a case and in the next 10 years, 15 years, they are still moving from one court to the other. But we took up the challenge. And Afolake will write. So when, you see, they distributed all the files. So when we have the file out there, yeah, Afolake, that is how you are thinking, maybe I'm the boss. No. Oh yeah, let's look at this case. How do we go about it? We will go for this. Deji, oh yeah, we will go here. And you know, we were doing so many things. We were even, and for once, I am saying it now, in the fullness of her memory, there is no time you will give her and you will discuss a file or a case. And Afolake is like, no, I can't do it. I can't go for it. She's always up and done. That memory. On Thursday, that last Thursday, that
we saw each other,
we were to appear in a matter in Court 16. Where Court 16 or 18? Afolake was there before me. And if I still show you the call log, she called me 3 times and said, I'm already in the courtroom, where are you? I said, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Imagine someone living at Passion, being in the court before me, living around Apata Jericho side. She was already in the courtroom. And when we were shown that, you can see that kind of dedication.
18 Yagoko.
Yeah, 18 or 16. Yeah. We left the court room together on that Thursday morning. I said, okay, let me go and you see, you can see the strength, the dedication, the passion
commitment.
the commitment for the job. That was another time I said, Afolake, this is your passion for NGO, all these humanitarian something. Why not put it into action? Like, why not? She started live tree. And you can see the result of the live tree.
There's a lot of women crying, older women crying in the church.
You see the kind of passion.
That they lost the
I remember there was a time we went for a conference at Abuja. And she said, it's like I'm being led into child rights. And that time Oyo State was still battling with the idea they would domesticate the child right law or not. We went to the speaker of House of Assembly in Oyo State. During that time, the late Honorable Adeoba, who happens to be a classmate, maybe a classmate, or I think late Honorable Adeoba must be a classmate. We went there and she was really fighting for you must have to domesticate this. So I said, I like her passion. The love for the children and love for the she can. In fact, maybe that was the reason why She died as the incumbent vice chairman of FIDA in Oyo State. You can see that kind of a person. That memories can never be erased from our mind. Then what about someone being there for you when you were down? The moral support. You know, as a lawyer, people will come with different problems. But nobody will ever say, lawyer, do you even have any problem that you two are facing? Afolake is the kind of person that when she be like, what is the problem? This is the problem. Like, okay, don't worry. We are going to pray about it. She can say, we are going to fast about it. What are you doing? I'm doing a prayer walk. So many, and she believed in the power of constitutional democracy. She belongs to many civil service, and what do they call it? Civil CSO, or what they call it? Yeah.
Society organization.
Civil society organization. Like, yeah, but Aluta, you know, that kind of exploring.
Reform, for societal reform, societal engineering.
How will I forget all that?
Yes, I understand.
But unfortunately, when we thought that all these hard labors, all what she has done, we now start spreading up. The Lord that knows best said, no, the time is up.
What does that tell you about death and life?
Oh, yes. You have asked me very, let me say, wonderful question. Death is the last enemy that man's supposed to fight to overcome. But do you know the joy? Man on his own attracted death unto himself.
How do you mean, sir?
Good. God is the source of life. It's like this fan now.
Yes, sir.
If you plug this fan into the source of power, what will happen?
If you start rolling and it emanates
But it did. God told me, you see, you can eat of all the trees.
All the fruit.
But all the fruit of the tree. But the day thou shalt eat out of this particular one that is called knowledge of good and evil, you will die. What that simply means that you will think you will be God unto yourself. That you don't need the source of life again. That you will be your own source. So if I now decide to, if the fan now, if he has the mental ability or the capability to remove himself from the cord, remove his cord from the AC, the power outlet, what do you think will happen?
Stop.
You obviously it's still rolling, still rolling, and slowly,
and full stop.
That is how death came into being. But God, who is always a step ahead of the devil, right at that point, planned the restoration of man to life. That is how Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody has ever mentioned something like that. So if you want to get connected back, the consequence of our action, the sin will be there because God has made a pronouncement. That's why I said, look, we may cry, we may feel. What just happened is that the physical ability to continue will no longer be there because there is no life as we know it in the mortal body. But that is not the end of life. There is still eternal life. So death simply means the consequence of the fall of man. And life simply means the connecting yourself back to the source of life. So it is beyond life of 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, Methuselah 969 years. Because there, they said, even when it is 10,000 years, it will just be as if you are just starting. Now the question is the ability to believe. But things like this is a pointer to the fact like occasion like this is a pointer to the fact that there is life and there is death. But not only the death physically as we know it, the way we are mourning, the eternal celebration is worth that kind of death. That's my own perspective, my philosophy about life and death.
Wow.
So, but when you are here now, physically, I will repeat it.
Yes, sir.
Plan your life as if you are going to live 1,000 years. You can do all your planning. I want to get married. I want to buy this. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be plan. Continue to plan, but live your life. And when you are talking about living now, your relationship with your fellow woman, as if you are not going to laugh for the next time. And that is what can be the greatest joy and the greatest victory of living that Christ-like way. We give you victory over death. You say, death, where is the thing?
Yeah. Jesus asked.
Was death able to answer you?
There was no correct answer.
Jesus, on that day when he said it is finished, made an open shield of death.
Wow, this is fantastic, sir. I want to appreciate the analysis, especially about life and death. We'll have to come back for some more, but I want to ask you this critical question to run the interview, and this is just aside. This is Barrister Afolake Adeoba. Sir. A Nigerian hip-hop artist just released an album. Said, she tell your papa, say life hard.
Tell your papa, she, tell your papa, country hard. Tell your papa, she, tell your papa, people they die. Tell your papa, she, this one don't pass jaga jaga, 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 yama, yama, wuru, ojoro, mago, mago, where the mago dance, where the wuru dance, where the mago dance. I swear your papa no try. Too much empty promises. Bala blue grammar, bula blue wahala. On behalf of Nigerians, take our message to him. Kidnappers they kill Nigerians. Sheyi try travel by road without your security. Make you feel the pains of fellow Nigerians. You they fly private jet. Insecurity no be your problem. Nigerians when they travel by road, some of them they face death sentence. Any Odio, Odile, Shagamu, Ore, Bini, experience. Make you tell Mr. President, hunger day, you still want make them cooperate. If people they protest, you soldiers suppress them. Removal of subsidy, a bold step they call it. How much your papa don't save since he removed subsidy? Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, 4.9 billion per kilometer, 700 kilometers, run into multiple trillion. When normal road inside town, no get any attention. Even Dave Mai don't do us mago. Judiciary is compromised. State of emergency inside River State. Graduate, Grapam, definition of this government. Akpabio, Natasha, I go soon shoot to a movie. Wait for it, it's coming. Tell your papa, she, tell your papa, country hard. Tell your papa, she, tell your papa, people they die. Tell your papa, she, this one don't pass jaga jaga, 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 yama, yama, wuru, ojoro, mago, mago, where the mago dance, where the wuru dance, where the mago dance. Sheyi, Alpha, Omo, Emi Loco, you say your papa not the best president. Okay, after 2 years, tell me what your papa don't do. Hunger won't kill us. To buy food, na luxury. Momo, eja, iresi, ewa, issue, gari, indomie, spaghetti. People they jump inside lagoon because of economic action. Very wicked policy, anti-people's policy. Country hard, people they die. Hunger day, your papa no try. We are not against your father. If your papa do well, we go praise him. If you no do well, we go yarn him. To buy food, na luxury. Electricity, na luxury. Your papa don't increase tariff. Even the lights we no see. To on AC, na luxury. Each 1 kill us for the country. To buy data, na luxury. 3 hours, you don't finish. Telecommunication companies collide with the government. Banking industry collide with the government to frustrate Nigerians. This na total wickedness. Your papa no be the best president. To buy cloth wear na luxury. 1 jeans 40k, t-shirt 25k. Ozu go, Ozu come, body no be firewood. Parent work every day, they still no fit pay school fees. Inflation for the nation, Nigerians no fit function.
Shout out to very dark black man. Continue to do what you do best. I hear you.
What do you call it? She tell your papa, say like her, when we rule down, sir, what do you see to Nigeria at this present time? You as a lawyer, you go to court every day, you settle matters for people, discord, economic discord, political discord, emotional discord and all that. But how can you define what is going on in Nigeria right now politically and economically, sir? As a father and as an employer of labor.
Sudan, do you want me to answer you based on facts? Or you want me to answer you based on the truth? Facts
honestly, sir,
or truth?
I'm confused, sir. I would have loved the truth, but I also love the facts, sir. I'm confused. Totally, sir. Because I want to believe that the truth is also the facts.
They are not the same thing. You have just narrated the facts. The fact is that Nigerians are hungry.
This suffering is too much for this country. Please, if government work, if they cannot protest, we Yaloja, we go open our nyash, we go open our press, we go protest. Too much suffering is too much for this country. Joy Sanuwa, Baba we Sanuwa, Boda we Sanuwa, Yayipo Ejo, Sanuwa ti poju, ebi npa wa, e de sa pe ya ọjà Nigeria ya nje wa ko sowo, arowo sise, arowo taja,
the fact is that people are under pressure. The fact is that the pressure is killing people. So when someone is saying, tell your papa, he's just saying the obvious. Telling those that in government, particularly the president, that the situation in the nation is not something that is bearable, or is getting to a level that it is becoming unbearable again. That is the fact. But do you want the truth?
Sir, I want the truth because I'll be able to at least handle it, sir.
Well, you may be able to handle it depending on your personality, but it depends, because the Yoruba will say "Nkoto kodise yanko,"
and you know, concern
the truth about it is that at this critical situation, if we Nigerians, if we want to be truthful to ourselves, do we need to point a finger at someone? And if as an individual, you know, in law we say jointly and severally, like me now, if I want to carry the burden, the pressure I'm facing, and I want to point to the person who is the cause, and I say, Mr. President, you have failed me. So Nigeria has failed me. Because of that, you are the cause of my wahala. But the truth is this, we are all contributors to the situation that we find ourselves in Nigeria.
Contributors.
One way or the other. And if you don't want to, yeah, let me tell you. Yes, sir. It's a simple test. We can do a simple test. Okay, sir. Everyone, if you want to know, if you want to be truthful to yourself, just go inside your corner, the corner of your, and in an open heart say, God, the way I've dealt with my neighbor, the way I've impacted into my colleagues at work. The way I behave to Lagbaja and Lagbaja, they are Nigerians, Abi.
Yes, sir.
Lord, reward me that same way.
Lagbaja and Tamedo.
Reward me the same way. The Yoruba will say that. And tó bá lọ sin òkú ẹ̀gbọ́n ní o, wọ́n ti kó ní ọmọ àbúrò tẹ̀ dání. Today, at times I will look at, I will pass through Okeado, and I will see the house of the former premier of the Western region, beside that road. No. Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
Sorry.
The neighbors there. They will say, these people, their mindsets. If the present crop of politicians that we have today, if they can just take a bit of their philosophy there, Nigeria will not be what Nigeria is today. Nigeria is the only country that you will see people condemning with their mouth bitterly, even cursing, what secretly in their hearts they are wishing that they should be the one in position. So if that cause come to, Nigerians should note one thing. We cannot be doing the same thing the same way, and we should expect a different result. The first thing we should have to do is that, yes, the leaders must have failed us, but we as the followers, what are we doing that we prove to ourselves and to people around us that we have not failed ourselves? This is the country that, if to make things difficult, that is where people get their source of life. Once you make things easy, then you believe, oh, nothing will come out from there.
From the ports entry to the immigration to the police.
Don't mention any.
No. To the church.
No. Don't mention any organization.
Okay, sir.
Take it from your individual level. As a wife, what is the kind of impact you are making in the life of your husband? As a husband, what impact are you making in the life of your wife, your children? If your family is stable and steady, if the leaders are messing up, you will not even know. But I don't know. I told you. Do you want the facts or the truth? I've given you both.
I think the facts are very, very, they are very visible. The truth.
But the truth, you got?
is within. But we need to also appreciate the truth.
Yes. And that is why he said, you will know the truth. Jesus said. And the truth will do what?
He set you free.
We need that freedom in our mentality. That's when we have the ground upon to stand up, to point to somebody to say, you are the cause of my wahala. I don't want to go beyond that, so that, it depends on who can handle it. But that doesn't mean I won't be able to say what it is.
How many people can handle the truth? But lastly, what do you have for Nigeria? We're still coming back because it's a very big issue, but you have to go to rest. This is just the night. What do you have for Nigerians? I mean, a lot of people are angry. Some are going abroad. You go abroad, they meet a very stiffer condition, and it's Japada. There's Japa syndrome, there's Japada syndrome. Some people are Japaing, some people are Japadine. And there's a whole lot of chaos in everybody's going for money. Recently in Ibadan, we had about CBEX, a lot of people ran into crisis. People were paying money. They want to double their money from Lagos to Ibadan to everywhere. And we had almost 1.3 trillion from the economy of the ordinary people, vulnerable citizens, gone like that into the sky. And this Secretariat Administration was telling us that we can't trade the money, we get the money again.
I have simple advice for Nigeria. Nigerians, the time has come for us to accept and admit that we as individuals, we are part of the problem or problems that are plaguing the nation now. Number one, there should be a total renewal of our mindset. Number two, we must be truthful to ourselves before we can be truthful to others around us. And once you are doing that, the people will notice the fruit you are bringing. And if it's the fruit that they can eat, it will sustain them. If you are looking for somebody that will come like a Messiah, somebody that you will say, oh, you are the one that will deliver us, I'm very sorry. There has never been anyone in history, including the Lord Jesus Christ, that has been able to achieve that.
Now Jesus did it well. He was called the Messiah. At least he gave salvation. He gave a sense of good
to those that acknowledge and believe you.
Okay.
You have forgotten that on Sunday, that they call Palm Sunday, what were the people shouting?
Hosanna.
To who?
To the King of Israel, to Jesus Christ.
On Friday, come?
Oh, it's Friday.
On Good Friday, what were they shouting?
It's Friday.
So how did the Messiah now become the villain on Friday, within the space of 5 days?
That's a bad one.
What about Moses?
Moses was a great guy, but they provoked him at the rock side.
Now tell me a leader that people will say, yes, he has done. The only thing you have to do is that do your best. And if your best is not good enough, accept responsibility.
Ebenezer, they say, he said, come and Ebenezer, do the best and leave the rest.
Nigeria is developing. The good thing in all this is this: we are now asking questions. In those days, we don't, people do not ask questions. That's why government should really like criticism.
Should embrace it.
They should embrace it.
When they are fighting it.
No. You see, do you know the reason? That's why I will never go against anybody who is criticizing. More importantly, if you are an objective critic. Because when you keep someone on his tools, before he will do anything, there is something we said, absolute power.
Corrupt.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So when people are criticizing you, but you see, the only problem here is that our criticism is not objectively based. If it is not because he's a Christian or a Muslim, it's because it's a Yoruba or a Igbo. If it's not because it's a Yoruba or Igbo, it belongs to APC or PDP. But if you tell someone straight to his face, Alagba, what you have done is wrong, that fellow should be able to accept that responsibility. And if he's not ready to accept the responsibility, let him be ready to face the consequence of his action. That will be my advice to Nigeria. Let us do the little bit, a little bit here, a little bit there. We will rescue this nation. God has given us a great nation. No Chinese, no, yeah, they can come around, but we are the one who is going to serve this nation. So if you believe Nigeria is cool, what you say with your mouth?
Nigeria is bad,
For me, he said, they will eat the good fruit of the land. I will be one of the people that will eat the good fruit.
Amen.
That I will do.
One of the people that eat good fruit. On this note, I want to thank you, Barrister Ayo Arowoshafe, for this wonderful time out with us on National Diploma TV. I want to also, once again, send our condolences and say sorry for the ascension of that great woman, Barrister Mrs. Afolake Adeoba. We pray that God will console the chambers and her spirit and legacy will continue to shine. We pray that God will also console everyone, both here and elsewhere. I want to thank you, sir. God bless you. Well, on this note, we want to thank you for this wonderful, lovely time out with Barrister Ayo Arowoshafe of Arowoshafe Chambers here in Bodija, Ibadan State, for a wonderful time, for a wonderful advice for Nigerians, and we want to also send our deepest regard and condolence to the Chambers for the good life of our mother and a woman of astute commitments, Barrister Mrs. Afolake Adeoba. Till next time that we have the opportunity to watch and to hear from him, we want you to be a good citizen. Anywhere you find yourself, continue to be a good citizen to your society, your immediate family, and the world will be a better place for us to live. Thank you. God bless you. Goodbye.